Hello, everyone. I'm Sibyl Star, and I'm here to give the astrology forecast for the Sagittarius full moon. So the full moon. The full moon is at 2 degrees, 55 minutes, or we could say 3 degrees of Sagittarius on May 23rd at 6:54 a.m. Pacific time. Now, we know we had, the new moon and at that new moon, it was at 18 degrees of, it was on, what was it, May 8th, 18 degrees of Taurus. And at the new moon is when we set our intention. The full moon is the illumination or culmination of the intention that was set at the new moon. So first we must start with well, let's first look at the chart. That's what we want to look at first. Yeah, okay. All right, so here we go. Here is the chart. So here we have, like I said, May 23rd, 2024, 6:54 a.m. Pacific time. The moon here is at 2 degrees, 55 minutes of Sagittarius. It opposes the sun at 2 degrees Gemini, 55 minutes. At a full moon, well, actually at the new moon and the full moon, the sun and the moon are both involved. The new moon, they're conjunct. The full moon, they're opposite. So when they're opposite, we look at the axis. So we'll be looking at the Gemini-Sagittarius axis. Now, the moon in Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is over here at 29 degrees of Taurus, 26 minutes, very tightly conjunct Venus at 29 degrees 39 minutes of Taurus. This is a super beautiful aspect, and it is also conjunct the sun, and it's just a few degrees off of a conjunction. It's also conjunct Uranus on the other side. So we've got really all of these planets here lined up. Now, the sun is in a trine to Pluto, and the moon is sextile Pluto. And the moon is in an out of sign trine to Neptune, and the sun is sextile Neptune. So both of these are in play. Actually, all of the outer planets are in play. Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. Now, another aspect that we have going on is that we have Mars. Mars is also really powerful here because Mars is in its own sign of Aries at 17 degrees, 31 minutes of Aries. It is conjunct the North Node. And of course, conjunct means right together, and it adds a lot of power. It's a lot of different energies coming together to create power, okay? Mars is also conjunct Hygeia, the goddess Hygeia, goddess of healing, and also widely conjunct Chiron. All right, let's see, is there anything else here we're going to talk about? I think that's it. All right. So back to what does all of this actually mean? That's the most important thing, of course. So the Gemini-Sagittarius axis is very experiential, especially Sagittarius. You can't teach, a Sagittarius has to learn that fire is hot by putting their finger in it. But Gemini as well, Gemini has to experience something often to really understand it, okay? Gemini is a mental sign, though, where an air sign, whereas Sagittarius is a fire sign. And Gemini indicates the mental mind, whereas the intellect, whereas Sagittarius is very visionary and sees the big picture. Gemini is known as the heretic who questions everything, and that's really important. We need heretics. There are no sacred cows with Gemini. And I love this quote. It comes from the Buddha, and it says, "Believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who has said it, not even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense." So it's really important to really connect with your own inner truth to know whether or not something is true, okay? And of course, Sagittarius is about our beliefs. And so this Gemini Sagittarius axis allows us to question our beliefs in our search for the truth. Sagittarius is very much about the search for the truth. And it allows us to believe what we know in our hearts to be true. Now, I do want to bring up the Aurora. We've had just such a beautiful event. As a matter of fact, I'm calling it the Cosmic Kiss. Um, the Aurora that came, it was so exquisite and so beautiful. And many questioned whether or not HARP was behind this aura. And many believed it came from Creator. It was sent directly from Creator. And it is good to question as it allows us to get to the truth of what lies in our hearts. And so I did this, and after a little exploration and looking up and listening to some different scientists, they said, HARP just doesn't have this kind of power. This was totally cosmic in nature. HARP does not, when you saw how far the auroras went, how big they got, this was the cosmos. And this is truly a gift of Creator. It's truly a huge shift in our atmosphere and our relationship to the sun, and to allow ourselves to believe the awe-inspiring moments that we are experiencing in this great shift in consciousness. It was a cosmic kiss from Mother Earth, and it's accelerating our ascension process. All right. I'm going to talk a little more about that as we get into this, but let's just keep on with Sagittarius. Like I said, it is the third fire sign. Some of the qualities are, it can be very blunt. It's known to have what we call open mouth, insert foot syndrome, speaking before they think. And yet, sometimes things just simply need to be said. It's the only way they can come out. And so to know they are both true. Sagittarius is known to have a great sense of humor, can be very funny. They're good storytellers. It's a very intuitive sign, very visionary. They are travelers on the journey of life, the seeker of truth, and is the quest for the meaning of life. They are travelers, seekers, looking for what has depth and meaning. And some Sagittarius activities are often adventure seekers. You find people that climb mountains, that do extreme sports, often have a Sagittarius component, as well as those who are traveling the world, having cross-cultural experiences. And you can also have cross-cultural experiences here in your own, where you live, with people from different countries. But it's also about the expansion and exploration of consciousness, whether it's an outer journey or an inner journey. And with Sagittarius, it is that the journey is more important than the destination. And what you learn along the way, how your consciousness grows and expands from the different experiences that you are having, or that one is having. One of the shadows of Sagittarius is fundamentalism, is believing that your truth is the truth for everyone. We are each a face of Creator, and we've come to have a different experience with a different perception. That's why we incarnate, is to have that, and to know that our perspective or our perception creates our reality. There are some that we resonate with and some that we do not, but it's important to know that no one is right or wrong in their perception, because it's the experience they are having. Another shadow of Sagittarius is lack of focus. Okay. There's a very interesting Sabian symbol for this degree of the zodiac, for 3 degrees of Sagittarius, and that is 2 men playing chess. And I got this from James Burgess's website. I love what he says here. He says, the master sees with broad vision, yet concentrates focus on only one outcome. So it's about being able to see the big picture while also focusing on your own goal, and how your own goal fits into the big picture, of your own life, and how and your alignment with divine will, of how that fits into the bigger picture, your soul template. And it's also important to remember that where we focus our energy is what creates our reality, where we put our focus. So I feel like it's saying two things: to see that, when someone is playing chess, they see the bigger picture, but then what is the next move for them within that bigger picture? Okay. All right. Now we have this beautiful Jupiter Venus conjunction at 29 degrees of Taurus. Um, And of course, Jupiter is what is, they're called the two benefics. Jupiter is the greater benefic, Venus is the lesser benefic, meaning they bring blessings and gifts. Um, and I found this beautiful quote about Jupiter, and it's from Alan Leo. Um, Okay, and Alan Leo, in his book, The Art of Synthesis, gave a sort of moniker to each of the planets, and Jupiter was called the uplifter. He suggested that Jupiter is related to the magnetic aura surrounding every living creature, and thus the earth signs relate to the physical or health aura. The psychic aura belongs to the water signs, the mental aura to the fire signs, and the aura of the higher self to the air signs. And Jupiter is in the last degree of Taurus. It's been in Taurus for the last year and really promoting physical health and really paying attention to our body and our body wisdom. And Jupiter is going to be moving into Gemini on May 25th. So the aura of the higher self will now be activated. Jupiter is known to be the guardian angel of the zodiac, brings blessings and opportunities. And of course, Venus is goddess of love and beauty. And when they come together, this is another indication of the kiss of the cosmos, of the kiss of love and beauty, the embrace of the cosmos, the unconditional love of the universe pouring in, coming in with this beautiful light show that we just experienced as part of this new moon cycle. And of course, the Sagittarius brings in the need to understand, what does all of this mean? Not just the predictive quality of astrology of what's going to happen, but when it helps us understand what it means, because we do live in a speaking universe. Okay, and it's our job to um, spend time attempting to understand what it is saying. All right. Now, of course, with Jupiter and Venus together there in Taurus, Taurus is so much about beauty, creativity, and Venus is very much about creativity. And so it's really telling us that the field is ripe and fertile for the creative process. And what do you want to create in your life? Know that it is absolutely possible. And that we are channels for the divine creative process, as we are the physical manifestation of Creator. And to let these powerful cosmic energies flow through you and activate the creative process within you, the Divine Creatrix, that we as individuals have the power to create our world and to heal it with love. That's what this energy is all about. Okay. This is also about abundance and prosperity, knowing that they are our birthright. I read this great quote, and it said that we do not create abundance, we create limitation. So this kind of an aspect is to remind us of that our birthright is abundance. And it is actually our mind that actually creates the limitations. And that's what we are releasing. This is also, to me, about the magic of Mother Earth, and that there are magical beings all around us, and that they are also kissing Mother Earth and kissing us. All right. Taurus is the calm in the storm. Once again, the tree whose roots go deep down while the storm swirls around. Taurus asks us to have inner serenity, inner peace and calm, and to stay centered within yourself. Hug a tree, all right? And of course, the Venus, Jupiter, as well as the Sun, are in alignment with the Pleiades right now. We're traveling through the area of the sky where we are in alignment and receiving their blessings. And the Pleiadians, it is said that we share we share DNA with the Pleiadians, that our DNA is the closest to them of any other star nation, because they have spent so much time here on Mother Earth and interacted with much of humanity, and especially the indigenous people. Many indigenous people say that the Pleiadians are their star nation relatives, their star nation ancestors. And the Pleiadians also have a very special connection to Mother Earth, as they have planets in their solar system that are very similar to Mother Earth. The Pleiadians are known to be very empathetic and sensitive healers, also very creative, creating new forms of dance, art, music, sound. They're sound healers. I read somewhere that some of the Pleiadians feel like they're coming here to help align Mother Earth's rhythm back to the rhythm of the cosmos, because we've kind of stepped out of it. The Pleiades is also home to some of the angelic realm, as well as the more humanoid and other species. Okay. Now, when at the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction on April 23rd, there was I just got the download. I don't know if anyone else got it, but that the Stargate was opened at that time. And Bashar says that it will be the Pleiadians that make first contact on a large scale. I feel like this Stargate was opened, and it not only helps us move into other dimensions more easily, but it is allowing our star nation relatives to enter into our atmosphere more easily. Okay. And after this solar aurora upgrade in Mother Earth's atmosphere, it may be easier for our star nation relatives to make contact with humanity, to come through this new Stargate that has been opened. Okay. Now, the Sabian symbol for 29 degrees of Taurus is really beautiful. It is a peacock parading on an ancient lawn. And we know how beautiful peacocks are. When they open their tail feathers, they are absolutely exquisitely beautiful. And there is the beauty way. There is beauty as a path to God, especially with all the beauty that has been coming in the different colors. Peacocks are also about fertility and abundance, renewal and resurrection, divine energy, and spiritual enlightenment. I feel like all of this is in the field right now. Now, as I said, Uranus is also conjunct this Jupiter-Venus conjunction. And Uranus has been passing over the sun, was passing over the sun in alignment with the sun, put it that way. The sun was passing over Uranus. It was a Sun-Uranus conjunction when these solar flares were happening and this aurora was coming in. And of course, one of the things it brings is I feel like it is so much about the higher frequency dimensions coming in, and it is causing earthquakes and volcanoes, technological outages, and an accelerated breakdown of the old paradigm, as more of these higher frequency energies are pouring into our atmosphere. Things that is not in alignment and resonating with this new energy coming in is breaking down. It is illuminating and shattering the illusion of our 3D reality here. Now, as I said, I did some exploration and listened to some different scientists and some things that they are talking about. And one of the things that I heard was there is the concern that there is a thinning of the electromagnetic field of Mother Earth, of our shield. And because we have had apparently in the past much larger flares with the aurora being visible so far south. Well, let me reframe that. We have had this is not a new occurrence with the auroras. It has happened before. It's very rare, but it has happened before. But at the time that it happened, the flares were much larger, and the CMEs, the coronal flares, and this time the flares were not as large, but it seems to be penetrating our field. And so the scientists are concerned about how this is going to impact Mother Earth, and that there could be a pole shift and seriously impact life here. And it is, of course, impacting the 3D version of life, but this is bringing in higher frequency and fifth dimensional energies are coming in. And it's important to remember this was not HARP. HARP does not have this kind of power. This was the sun, and the sun is our star, our body of consciousness, and it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? Throwing out these flares into our atmosphere to help us awaken. Okay, to help us awaken. All right. Now, the spiritual impact, of course, is that our solar system, not only do we having these solar flares, we are moving through the photon belt. And so there's a tremendous amount of higher frequency energies entering our field. And it is important to remember that we are in a 26,000 year cycle of 11,000 years of forgetting, 2,000 years of remembering. And the last time this happened would have been in the age of Egypt. But 26,000 years ago, we would have been in the age of Aquarius. And these are the times of the 2,000 years of remembering. And that is why we are getting so much help from the cosmos to help us remember. It is part of our ascension process. The process is accelerating. So we must accelerate our process to align with the shifting energies of Mother Earth, because Mother Earth herself is ascending. These cosmic rays were not just for us, they were also for Mother Earth. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about the rays of creation, because they are color rays that are like a prism of light that comes from Creator, that has different attributes for each color. The color rays are that which is a way which the source expresses itself. And each one of us are attuned to a different ray of creation through the vibration of color. Well, there are 7 rays, but there's actually some say it goes up to 12 rays. And as these auroras had so many different colors, it was such a beautiful light show of all of the different colors of the cosmos coming in. And that's what I feel like these are. It's about the rays of creation to help us create a new earth as we are in this extreme creative process right now. It was a cosmic kiss of the universe for our ascension process. And I feel like it is a way of the cosmos saying that we are ready for this ascension process. And the rays of creation are a teaching of the ascended masters. And it is a very ancient body of teachings and a very esoteric study, a mystery school within itself. And I feel like the door is opening for these as well. They've been around, but I feel like they're more accessible, is a way to say it, more accessible, making a little more sense. And I would call these not only a cosmic kiss, but the ascension flame of purification. And that would be the violet flame. Violet was a very strong color in many of the images. And the violet flame is about transmuting negativity into love. And so that is another aspect of the rays of creation that I feel are so active right now. And what is the impact on the body and consciousness, on our bodies and consciousness? Solar events are extraordinary times that can break us out of our comfort zones and will aggressively point out the weak spots in our physical and emotional bodies and activate our triggers. So if you're having symptoms such as fatigue, nausea, dizziness, irritability, difficulty sleeping, or any other symptoms, a piece of this is the integration of the new energies. But it may also be pointing out places that need some attention, whether it's in your body or whether it's in your emotional body, such as limiting beliefs and where we may hold fear. It's like triggering them to come into our conscious awareness so that we can confront them head on. Okay. But it is also just simply about the integration, and know that as the solar flares die down, which they will because they go in cycles, um, you might start feeling better, because it is an integration process, and there is a transmutation process, or what would be the best word for that is, yeah, to transformer, not so much transmutation as transform. We often need a transformer, and as it is going through our bodies, and I really feel like Pluto is a huge transformer. Well, Pluto is about transformation, and it transforms us through forgiveness. Anyway, it's about upgrading our physical bodies and activating our light bodies, the new human template. But we must anchor this energy in our bodies and in Mother Earth. And that's part of the integration process, is that anchoring in, so that we actually can really meet the world from our hearts and from a place of purity. And this is also a purification process. Okay. And it is about awakening us to our own true divine nature, and that we are the embodiment of Creator, of divine love. And the more that we live in our own true divine nature, the more our reality will change. And some of the ways of anchoring this is, it's really important to take care of your body, to stay hydrated, to take electrolytes and trace minerals. They really help anchor and hold this new frequency in our energetic body. And of course, be out in nature as much as possible. Hug some trees, put your feet on the ground, ground this energy to align ourselves with Mother Earth, to know that we are the conduit or the channel of these cosmic energies. And the trees are as well. And they can actually hold a lot more than we can, as their roots go deep down into the ground. So it's so important to be near trees during this time, as to utilize them to ground the energy that is coming in, to ground and anchor it. So of course, listen to your body. It will tell you what you need. And there is something called earthing, which connects us to the Earth's natural electric current, which reduces the impact of aging. And there are many products called, I have an earthing mouse pad, and I had a real serious trouble with carpal tunnel syndrome. And then I got this earthing pad. It said it would help it, and it really did. It's completely resolved. I no longer have carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay. Anyway, we are also in a field of miracles and infinite possibilities. And to know where your focus, your energy, is the area of life impacted. And it may come as a complete surprise. And just a little short story. I was flying home from visiting my son on the East Coast, coming to California last week. And there was apparently a series of really bad tornadoes, which delayed all of my flights. So it was an all day long flight. And I did not know, through all of the delays that I had, if once I got to San Francisco, I was going to be able to catch the shuttle back home, because I live an hour away. And the last shuttle was at 12:30 a.m. And my flight was not going to land until midnight. and I did not know if I was going to be able to get off the plane, get my luggage, and make it to the shuttle. And I prayed for a miracle, and because I did not want to spend the night in the San Francisco airport. And I got a miracle. The plane landed 10 minutes early and I made the shuttle. So anyway, just know that is to put that prayer out there. Miracles are really in the field, but we just can't be attached to how they're going to work out. Okay. All right. And of course, gratitude. Jupiter is so much about the attitude of gratitude and how that changes our consciousness. Say thank you for all of your blessings in your life. Thank you. Give me more. Okay. Now, as I talked about too, the sun, Jupiter, and Venus are sextile Neptune, and the moon is trine Neptune. So this definitely brings in our intuition, the realms of invisible being very active. Neptune is so much about the fact that we are never alone, that we can always ask for help, and our prayers are always heard, and our prayers are always answered. The key to understanding them is that they may not always look, the answer may not look like we think it should, but it is there to help us. And also our dreams, it's very much about our dreams. And I had a really super powerful dream that was about the shattering of the illusion of reality, that we are in. I was sitting at like a bar, not where they were serving alcohol, just a bar with a stool, and there was a mirror, and as the huge mirror. And as I was sitting there, this jaguar just bounded up and burst through that mirror and shattered it and went into another reality. And I feel like its message was that we are in the process, we are shattering the reality, the 3D reality, as part of what is happening. And it's a little scary, of course, because the 3D reality is what we're used to living. We're walking in two worlds now. Pretty much most of us are. We're walking in two worlds, but more and more, the fifth dimensional reality is coming into play. All right. And of course, Neptune is about unity consciousness. The sun, Venus, and Jupiter are trine Pluto, and the moon is sextile Pluto. And I feel like that's part of the shattering of the reality, is that it's about releasing limiting beliefs. And I should go back to the Neptune piece because I love this quote. I've been sharing it. I'm going to share it again. And that is that Saturn is the illusion that there is one reality. Neptune is the reality there are many. And so that's really the shattering of the reality, and recognizing that each of us are living our own reality in many ways. But anyway, I feel like this is about releasing limiting beliefs, the Pluto piece, trusting the process. And Pluto in Aquarius is, as we change our own beliefs, we change the collective consciousness. Okay. And Pluto continues to be conjunct the star Altair in Aquila the eagle. And the message from the eagle is so much about flying through the storm to rise above it. And as we raise our vibration, raising our vibration is what will help us get through that storm and fly above it and not be involved in the drama. Okay. All right. Now, Mars at 17 degrees Aries is conjunct Hygeia and Chiron. And I feel like this is saying, Mars is the warrior, and Mars is in its own sign. So it's super powerful. And Mars is also a catalyst. Mars makes things happen. Okay. And so it's about the courage to heal. So watch as our triggers come up. Mars has to do with resolving conflict. It has to do with bringing up conflict and anger, but then having the courage to look at that, knowing that our own triggers are activated, and whatever you are feeling is yours to heal. If anger arises, it's so important to realize it's not about someone making you angry. It is that something touched a wounded, traumatized place in you that is wanting to come into your conscious awareness. So, the solar flares are doing this as well. And so as we own our stuff, it gives us back our power as we can make a different choice, okay? And how to respond, a different choice in how to respond. It pushes our edges to help release the dross. It is about harmony through conflict and the fires of purification. The ascension flame within us grows strong through the burning of the old toxic emotions, thoughts, and situations. The flame of ascension is the fire of purification. Okay. It's about helping us heal our divisiveness within ourselves, our own inner polarity, and how that is projected onto others, such as in ways such as anger. With the us versus them mentality, we know how things are in many places. There is a lot of us versus them. And the thing is, we can have different perceptions. We're meant to have different perceptions, and we don't have to make it into us versus them. We're right and they're wrong. There's many ways to look at any situation. But as our triggers come up, it allows us to heal them and come back into harmony. And here's a quote from White Eagle. And White Eagle is an ascended master that I work with. And it says, from time to time, we stress the need for living in harmony. And I want to clarify this. White Eagle is an ascended master, but it is also a collective group of ascended beings, angels and ascended beings. So let me start again. From time to time, we stress the need for living in harmony. We do not mean remaining unaware of things that need to be righted. Rather, we mean training yourself to do everything that seems necessary in the most harmonious way. You can be a channel for good. You can be an active channel for the divine creative power to reach humanity, to help humanity awaken to the true way of life. Yes, okay. So it is about harmony through conflict. It is coming, it's about as the negative parts of ourselves come into our conscious awareness, we can transmute them into love. And that's what this is about, love and harmony. And even if it's a challenging situation, to deal with it in the most loving way possible. Okay, all right. And Mars is also activating the North Node. The North Node of the moon is our point of destiny and our way forward. The Sabian symbol for this degree, which is the North Node, is at 15 degrees of Aries. And so the North Node is an Indian weaving a blanket in the setting sun. And I love this interpretation. This is from James Burgess. It says cosmic consciousness, the meaning of this, cosmic consciousness, living more and more as a realized being as we weave the fabric of our lives and the universe. It's finding inner balance of polarities. We are raised into cosmic consciousness, at first only momentarily. We revisit this higher state repeatedly and hold it for longer and longer periods of time. Mystics metaphorically refer to this as being robed in the universe, weaving seamless robe or spiritual vesture. Becoming a unique being of light, this is the fulfillment of our desire to differentiate and express ourselves entirely creatively. In the setting sun of this world, we are weaving our robes of consciousness as well as our bodies as we create a new earth. We are being kissed by the cosmos, sending us love and beauty to help us remember who we are as we learn to navigate new and different realities. It is divine law, which is the law of love. Okay, and I will close with this prayer, this beautiful prayer by Joseph White Eagle. It is just a beautiful prayer. All right. May the waterfall of love come to shower its healing medicine upon you. May the spirit of enlightenment give you light in your times of darkness. May the rainbow of many colors in Father Sky always remind you that we are all related. May the divine stars that shine so brilliantly in the night show you the great beauty your spirit has within your body. May Mother Earth always hold you in a tight, loving embrace like a mother to her child. And may all the beautiful sunrises and sunsets you experience give you serenity, harmony, and calming peace. This is my prayer for you all. And I wish you all many blessings in the coming weeks. Namaste. And if you like this video, please check like and subscribe. And if you are interested in a reading, my information is in the description box below. Right. Many blessings to all.